Hey, so I wanted to give an update on the last video that I made. It was about how to install Windows 11, or I think it was Windows 10 at the time. I now have installed Windows 11 on a micro SD card and boot from Windows on the Steam Deck to play games like Destiny 2 on. I am using this micro SD card. I'll put it up on the screen. It's an A2 micro SD card that's supposed to be very fast. It's 256 gigs. And if any micro SD card should be able to play a game, it should be one just like this. So the TLDR of does Destiny 2 work with this configuration on the Steam Deck is kinda, sort of not though. It is not consistent. We will go through a couple of clips of me playing with everything on the micro SD card, even the operating system. You can play the game, but you will very frequently get kicked back into orbit when you're trying to load into a zone, and it's just not playable that way. You can't consistently play the game how you would want to. So it is unfortunate. I'm sort of looking around on the internet to see what options are available. There might be some Windows 11 optimization settings. So I'm no operating system expert, but from what I understand, Windows 11 does a lot of tiny reads and writes, way more than an operating system like SteamOS, and that messes with the ability of a game like Destiny to load into a zone. So that's unfortunate. I think the first time I tried it, I tried to load into 5, maybe 6 different areas, and every single one of them failed. So I actually went to make a video specifically on how it only fails when you try to play Destiny 2. And miraculously, the very first zone that I tried to land in, Neptune, it loaded in. I played the game. Actually playing with the gameplay on the planet is completely fine. There's no issue at all. The gyro controls didn't work, but from what I understand, that's a solvable issue. You can actually get gyro controls to work. You can sort of see here, I've never played this game on console or controller, I think, ever. I don't know what the controls are. I was completely unprepared. It looks a little, pixelated if you full screen this video, but keep in mind this is on an 800p screen in game mode. And if you take YouTube and you take it out of theater mode and just put it into the regular smaller window, you'll get, or if you're watching on a mobile device, you'll kind of get a perspective of how great the game looks. There's no lag at all. You can see it's running perfectly. I have everything on low, I think. I do pull up the options to try to fix this windowed issue here. This wasn't actually happening the first time I played. It wasn't in this windowed mode. I put it into full screen. I can still see the top bar when I try to fix it, but that's not a big deal. The main focus of this video is that I think that this has promise. I think that I can get Destiny 2 to run consistently, load consistently into zones on the Steam Deck with this configuration. And if that works, there's no reason not to get, I think I paid, you'll have seen before how much I paid. Maybe I'll remind myself here, maybe I won't, but it was under $20 for the micro SD card, and I don't think I got it on a sale. So the 128 is not big enough, unfortunately. Do not buy a 128 gig micro SD card and expect to be able to install Destiny 2 as the only game along with Windows 10 or 11. It does not work. I think it's 8 or 9 gigs short, unfortunately. And I really wish that games would sort of take note of what Diablo did, where you can opt out of installing the high definition textures, because obviously if you're installing this on the Steam Deck, you're never going to run it in 4K ever. 4K textures are absolutely a part of this game install. They're probably dozens of gigs. So it'd be nice to, remove that and have sort of a, Steam Deck install. Not that they're going to do that. They won't even work with Valve to get BattlEye fixed. Watch my other video. I'll have that in the description. I'll have both videos in the description. One about how to install Windows on a MicroSD and to boot from it that I made, and another one about why exactly games like Destiny 2 don't run on SteamOS, unfortunately, and there's no hope for them to be native on SteamOS in the future, which is, it's unfortunate. But here I am looking for enemies to try to shoot. I think I've been to this zone like once ever. I played Destiny for a lot more hours back in the day, and I just sort of, my friends wanted a free-to-play game that we could mess around on and sort of catch up because we don't live in the same states anymore, and we chose Destiny, so I've sort of just messed around, killed a couple things in the EDZ while we're getting them through the tutorial missions, but yeah, here we go. So I think that this is way above my light level. I'm not doing any damage to this guy at all, and I'm trying to figure out how to do my super. I can't figure it out on the controller, but I was mostly just, so surprised that it was actually running on the Steam Deck. The fan runs really hot with this. There's no game mode in Windows. It's just Windows. So they have some kind of like a tablet mode, I think. I don't know exactly how to enable that, but I really want to see if I can get like a performance setting in Windows 11 that doesn't do all the read writes, or somebody has solved this, I think. I did a little bit of Googling. There's not a lot of discussion of this. There is some discussion about returning back to orbit, but I'm going to show you that next, what that looks like. So here I am with a demonstration of exactly what happens, my typical experience with trying to play Destiny 2. So I remember the EDZ was not working when I first tried to play Destiny on the Steam Deck with this Windows installation. So, spoiler alert, but what's going to happen is it's going to sort of go into that mid-orbit where the ship takes off and it's starting to load the zone. You're going to get a black screen for about a minute, and then it's going to say, we moved you back to orbit, and I don't remember exactly what the error is. We'll see it, but this is the typical experience that I had the very first time I tried to play this, and I tried for an hour maybe, 5 to 10 attempts to load into a zone were all fails, except for what I just spoke about earlier in the video. That was the very first time I actually played Destiny 2 on the Steam Deck. So I still think there's hope. I'm not going to cheat and get a different SSD installed in the Steam Deck and put Windows operating system on that to dual boot from. That's not my intention. I may eventually do that upgrade in the future, but I thought about this, and I sort of want to make this channel a lot about the people who got the 64 gig Steam Deck. I have that Steam Deck. I like playing games on the MicroSD. This is the very first negative experience directly related to the MicroSD that I've ever had. And obviously this is not the intended way to play on the Steam Deck. I don't think they intend for you to dual boot Windows on the MicroSD. But Windows runs remarkably well, funny enough. Like, outside of this Destiny 2 experience, if you just load Windows on a MicroSD, I honestly think that I've already spoken about this in the other video, one of my earlier videos, about how I personally work remotely, and I do software development, and I work with Linux, in my professional experience. So you could do my job on the Steam Deck in desktop mode, and I truly believe that the Windows experience is so good on the microSD card that if you use Windows for your job or something and you're on vacation and you don't have room for a laptop, I think that you could seriously do a professional job. You probably couldn't edit video, obviously. Well, maybe you could. I edited a couple of videos here on SteamOS desktop mode, but it's very fast. Here I am, you can see, trying to get full screen to work and not understanding why that's happening. But what's going to happen here is it's going to make a black screen after this, and it's going to look like the game is frozen. I almost alt-tabbed and killed the process, but this is sort of what you'll see. So it's unfortunate. I'm not going to give up on it yet. What I do want to try is Vermintide 2 is another game that's tied to BattleEye that you can play on SteamOS, and I want to install Vermintide 2. Unfortunately, it's also like 100 gigs, so I don't think I can have Vermintide 2, Windows 11, and Destiny 2 all on the same micro SD. Maybe I should have got a 512 gig micro SD. Maybe I'll try that, but I want to see if this is the same experience with Vermintide 2 where it doesn't load up correctly, or if this is a Destiny 2 thing. Because if it's a Destiny 2 thing, maybe we just don't play Destiny 2 with Windows installed on the micro SD with Destiny 2. But I am going to tinker with it. I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to see if there's some kind of setting that you can set in Windows to get it to not be so expensive to run the operating system. If you are a Windows wizard and you know the answer to this, so there's the error right there. You've been returned to orbit, please try again. So that's all you get, but that is because of its inability to load all the assets and get you in the game. But that's the experience that you should expect. You'll be lucky if you get into the game like we saw earlier. So just a quick heads up. So there you go, guys. If you know the solution to my problem, please leave a comment. I read all the comments. I try to reply to all of them. So if you know how to optimize Windows, or if you have an idea of where to look to do that, let me know, because I really do want to see if I can solve this and consistently get you to play Destiny 2 and any of the landing zones every time, right? So it's not hit or miss. But yeah, let me know if you like this video. I'm going to upload a couple more Destiny 2 videos and see where it goes, and then we'll try some other cool stuff. If you have an idea for a video or a request, let me know. I would love to make it.